Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability. This is part number 20. In all these sessions, we have been doing some reading comprehensions, or you can say unseen passages. In this session as well, we are going to discuss a passage that is passage number 24. So till now, we have already discussed 23 passages in all. In this session, we are going to discuss passage number 24 as well as questions based on passage number 24 with solutions. So we will be discussing each and every question in detail with the entire explanation. And first of all, we'll read the entire passage, and after that, we'll discuss the questions. It is only up to you whether you want to read the questions first or the passage. But it is my suggestion to you all that in such exams, because we have enough time, we should first read the entire passage and then go through the questions. So let us start reading the passage first. That is passage number 24. So here on the slide, we have been given question number 1, but first we'll read the entire passage and after that we'll start attempting the questions. As you can see, the passage is lengthy a little bit. It has some paragraphs, or it is divided in some paragraphs, 4 or 5. So let us start reading this comprehension, or this reading comprehension, or this passage. So the passage is about, let me have this pen over here. Okay, now let us start reading this passage. The past decade, now decade means 10 years, or the duration of 10 years. So past decade means past 10 years. Has upset many preconceptions. Preconceptions means pre-opinions that we make of something, that this will happen or that will happen. So preconceptions above development, and this more than anything else makes it difficult to overly definite. Overly definite means you can say that in all, or as you can say in large manner. Definite, it means to make that yes, it is fixed about what the next decade has in store. Next decade means the next 10 years. So it means whatever has been made or has been done in the past 10 years has really upset us, because as per our preconceptions, they were not fulfilled accordingly, and we do not know what is going to happen in the next 10 years, or in the duration of next 10 years. But there are a few things that one can assert with some confidence. It means there are a few things or conceptions which we can surely say that yes, this had happened. First, education, health and productive employment are crucial both for growth and for equity. It means that education, health and productive employment, these things are crucial, or you can say important, very important for growth as well as for equity. We have tended to assume that all these are the consequences of rapid economic growth, and that only growth can generate resources required for these purposes. But increasingly, it appears that these are better seen as the causes rather than the consequences. Consequences means results, whereas causes means the reasons. So these things can be seen as the reasons, not the results, or not the outcomes. Virtually every case of successful development involves a prior improvement in literacy. Literacy means the rate of people who know how to study, or who know how to read and write. Technical skills, health status, and access to productive work. Second, technological competence is the most important resource endowment, and it explains a far larger proportion of growth in output and trade than more conventional factors. Conventional means traditional factors like natural resources or capital accumulation. Accumulation means gathering. Okay, endowment means to donate or to gift some amount of money. The competence required is not just in research. So this line is very important. The competence which is required is not just in research. In fact, technological dynamism means strength in the factory and the farm is more important than the presence of large research establishment. It means whatever has research that has been made is important than the establishment of the research institutes or places. Third, the environmental imperative can no longer be ignored. today as an international issue. It is second only to disarmament. Disarmament means reducing the number of weapons. Nationally, the development consequences of environmental neglect are increasingly obvious. So it is obvious that environmental neglect is taking place, that these are the consequences of it. Okay. Now let me delete all these that we have marked, and let us read later on, or the further thing. So these two paragraphs. Now we have to read these two paragraphs. Now let us again take this pen. In the Indian context, there are at least two further factors which reinforce. Reinforce means strengthen, okay, to give strength the above propositions. The first is population growth. Given the pace of expansion of the population and the workforce, human resource development acquires an added urgency. Population growth is also one, but not necessarily the most important factor, which underlines the environmental stress in rural and urban areas. The second factor is that as a large country, we cannot carve out. Carve out is generally a phrase which is used for, you can say, when we dug out, or when we dig out some stones or the material, and to make the shapes or to make the idols. For example, if you have seen on a wall, basically some material is dug out, and a picture is made over there, or the painting is made over there, or you can say craving is made over there. Not craving, we can say idol of gods or someone else that is made on the walls by just digging out the cement or all the things that the wall is made of. Okay, so we just make the digs and pits and make the figure, maybe of anyone. And independent, so carve out here, this phrase here means to extract out or to taken out. An independent position in the global system without building up a substantial capacity for self-reliant growth. Self-reliant growth means the growth of ourselves. Okay. The acquisition of technical competence is crucial for this purpose. Crucial means important, very important for this purpose. It means to get this, to acquire this, to acquire or achieve this result. This is very, very important. Until now, we have tended to treat human resource development, technology issues, and environment as subsidiary to the main task of planning. The thirst has been on, it means the pressure is on quantitative expansion of infrastructure and production, with a focus on production targets like tons of steel, kilowatt hour of electricity, etc. Capacity targets like road length, rail kilometerage, and coverage tasks like number of schools and students, number of villages, electrified, etc., catching up with known technologies. Okay, it means they are going to meet up. Fuller use of natural resources, maximum mobilization of financial resources. So you may have an idea about that the passage is somewhere about the growth, the development, and the requirements of the growth and everything that we want in all these decades. So though we have a rough idea of the passage right now, but after watching all the questions, we will have the entire you can say knowledge about this paragraph or the passage. So let us start doing the questions now, because we have read the passage. At least now we are well aware of the keywords or the locations of the keywords. Now, if you see the question and if you read a word in the question that you consider a keyword, you can answer it or locate it directly, because you know somewhere in your mind that yes, this is the location of the word, or we have read this word somewhere in the paragraph or in the passage. So it will be easy for us to find out the answers of these questions very easily and as soon as possible. Okay, or you can say in less time. So first of all, let me delete all these markings, and after that we'll start doing the questions. So here we'll have the first question right now. Now let us go to the first question. That is, question number 1 is, what seems to be the purpose of the author in writing this passage? It means he wants to ask, the question writer wants to ask the intention or the purpose of writing this passage uh, by the author. Okay, so why the author has written this passage, or why did the author write this passage? And the options are to appreciate the steps taken by our government in the past and doubts about future. Now, in the very first line, as you can see, it is written that the past decade has upset many preconceptions about development, and this more than anything else makes it difficult to be overly definite about. Overly definite means to be extra, or you can say to be on a large scale definite about. It means sure about what the next decade has in store. It means what is going to happen in the next decade, so we are not exactly sure about that. So in fact, we cannot make it on a large frame. Okay, so the first statement is not correct. To show how the policymakers have failed, yes, of course, in all these paragraphs we have seen that all the policies that were made by the government, they were actually failed, because if you see the first line, it has been written over there that upset many preconceptions about development, and more than anything else, it means whatever government has done so far, it was of no use. Therefore, yes, this line can be true, but still, let us read another one as well. A review of world affairs with a special emphasis on the developed countries. Now, we have not seen anything about the developed countries. In fact, we have seen all the things about India only. Review of the past with a view to evolve positive directions for future. Yes, of course, they have done the review of the past, but they did not review each and everything. Instead, what they are doing, they have said that the preconceptions of past decade, they have just upset us because those were failed, and of the future we do not know, according to the first line. Therefore, we cannot say that this last one is true as well. So here only the B statement is correct to show that the policymakers have failed. Therefore, this B statement is absolutely correct. After we have read the entire passage, we can say it that consequently, to show the policymakers have failed, because in each and every paragraph you can see that in fact, technological dynamism in the factory and the farm is more important than the presence of the largest research establishment. It means here something is required. Environmental imperative cannot be no longer ignored, and the developmental consequences of environment neglect are increasingly obvious. So all these things can show us that all the policies that have been made, they were failed. So B will be the correct answer. So this was the intention of the writer to write this passage. Now let us move to the next question. And the next question is, according to the passage, we have so far placed more emphasis on which of the following. So this is again very important. We have so far placed more emphasis on which of the following. So we have to look for the more emphasis, what have been more emphasized or focused on. So let us see the options first. Optimum use of available natural resources, increased number of basic facilities and meeting number targets, maximum utilization of available finances following known technologies. Now, if you see the last paragraph, until now we have tended to treat human resource development, technology issues and environment as the subsidiary to the main task of planning. The thirst has been on. Now, here you can say the thirst has been on which? Quantitative expansion of infrastructure and production with a focus on production targets like tons of steel, kilowatt hour of electricity, etc. Capacity targets like road length, rail kilometerage, and cover targets like number of schools and students, number of villages electrified, catching up with known technologies. So from here we can say that increased number of basic facilities and meeting number of targets. Yes, so this is the correct answer according to the last paragraph. As you can see over here, the emphasis has been given, the thirst has been given. Thirst means the force or the emphasis has been given to all these things. So again, education, health, and these are also the basic necessities. Okay, so according to the line given in the first and the first paragraph and the last paragraph, we can say that the emphasis. Now again, if I see the other passages, other paragraphs, this line about emphasis, Nowhere it has been given, because only the emphasis can be seen over there only. Okay, now if you see the first part, no emphasis. Okay, here not as well, and it is not in the given in the third as well, or the fourth paragraph again, nothing like this has been given. And yes, of course, it is in the last paragraph. So here the answer will be B. That is, increased number of basic facilities and meeting number targets. So this is the actual correct answer. The thirst has been on. Thirst means emphasis has been on. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. The next question is, according to the author, which of the following factors support and strengthen his point of view? Now we know very well that his point of view is that the policymakers have failed. Okay, they have failed in the things that they want to do. Okay, so necessity for carrying out growth on the basis of our own strength, increased emphasis on production and coverage targets. Now, they are asking about the factors support and strengthen his point of view. Now, if you see this paragraph, that is the in Indian context, in the okay, here in this paragraph, in the Indian context, there are at least two factors which reinforce the above propositions. Reinforce means strengthen the above propositions, whatever has been given above. So above propositions, reinforce means strengthen. So here we can get the answer. The first is population growth. Given the pace of expansion of the population and the workforce, human resource development acquires an added urgency. Population growth is also one, but not necessarily the most important factor. It means the first factor is not very much important, which underlines environmental status is stress in rural and urban areas. The second factor is that as a large country, we cannot carve out an independent position in the global system without building up a substantial capacity for the self-reliant growth. So from this line, you can get the answer from this line. Okay, so according to this, necessity for carrying out growth on the basis of our own strength, as you can see it in this line. Okay, increased emphasis on production and coverage targets. Now it is only A which is given to us. Now only A, only B, either A or B, or both A and B. Of course, its answer is only A, as it is given directly in the second last paragraph. Okay, and in the last 3 lines of the second last paragraph. Now let us move to the next question. Okay, as you can see over here, answer is A. Now the next question is, according to the author, which of the following is a less important factor resulting in environmental stress in rural and urban areas? I hope we have read this just now. The options are increase in capital accumulation, rapid economic growth, rate of growth of population, and availability of productive employment. Now they are asking about the less important factor. Now again, in the second last paragraph, you can see in the Indian context there are at least two factors which reinforce the above propositions. The first is population growth. So the first one is population growth. Given the pace of expansion of population and the workforce, human resource development acquires an added urgency. Population growth is also one, but not necessarily the most important factor. It means it is less important factor. So the correct answer will be rate of growth of population, because here we are talking about the growth population or the population growth. Okay, so simply it is given in the second last paragraph. So our answer will be C. This is directly given in the passage. Now let us move to the next question. And the next question is, according to the author, at the national level, with the passage of time, the effects of which of the following are being felt? Now let us see the options first. Expansion of workforce of high quality, lack of attention and action for protecting environmental wealth, reduction in growth rate of population, progressive degradation of technological competence in urban areas. Now, let us see all these four one by one. First of all, let us try to understand that what the question is about. According to the author, at the national level, with passage of time, the effects of which of the following are being felt? Okay, it means what can be felt after the meanwhile of time or after the course of time. or in the course of time. Expansion of workforce of high quality. Now let us see if it is over there. Until now, we have tended to treat human resource development, technology issues, and environment as substitute to the main task planning. Now here, workforce. In the Indian context, okay, given the pace of expansion of the population and the workforce, human resource development requires an added urgency. Now, if it is an added urgency, obviously it has not been an expansion of the workforce of high quality. It has not been there. Lack of attention and action for protecting environmental wealth. Now, if it is there, let us see. Lack of attention and action of protecting environmental wealth. Now, let us see, it is of a lack of attention and action for protecting environmental wealth. Now, let us see if it is given over any. The second factor is that the large country, we cannot carve out an independent position in the global system without building up a substantial capacity for the self-reliant growth. The acquisition of technical competence is crucial for this purpose. Third, the environmental imperative cannot longer be ignored. Can no longer be ignored. Today, as an international issue, it is second only to disarmament. Nationally, the development consequences of environmental neglect are increasingly obvious. It means lack of attention and action for protecting environmental wealth. So it can be seen. Reduction in growth or rate of population, no, it has been increased. Progressive degradation of technological competence in urban areas, whereas it is written, as you can see over here, technological competence is the most important resource endowment and explains far larger proportion of growth in output and trade. More conventional factors like natural resources or capital accumulation. The competence required is not just in research. Also, you can see that if you say that it is in the last sentence, progressive degradation of technological competence in urban areas, whereas it is given over here, environmental stress in urban areas. So it can also not be seen. So it is only lack of attention and action for protecting environmental wealth. This is the correct answer according to the paragraph number paragraph 2 or 3. So this can be the answer that can be you can say acquired. So it is B. Answer B is absolutely correct. Now let us see the next question. The next question is, which of the following statements is not true in the context of the passage? So we have to look for the not true statement. It means which is the false statement. Optimum self-reliance is the need of the day. We have to look for the not true statement. Okay, so we have to examine or check each and every statement one by one. We will have bright future by only catching up known technologies. Now, if you see this paragraph, the last paragraph, the thirst has been on quantitative expansion of infrastructure and production with a focus of production targets like tons of steel, kilowatt hour of electricity, etc. Capacity targets like road length, rail kilometerage, and coverage targets like number of schools and students, number of villages electrified, catching up with new technologies. It means the thirst has been on obviously on this. But here it is written, we will have bright future by only catching up. No, not only by this. We have to look for some other things as well. We have various factors to achieve something for the from the technologies and to develop the country. So here B will be the correct answer. Okay, because it is actually the not true statement. We have to now emphasize the aspect of human resource development. Yes, it is already given in the passage. Technological competence has to be given due priority over more conventional factors. Yes, it is directly given in this line, as you can see. For the conventional factors, yes, output and trade then more than conventional factors like natural resources. Okay, so it has to be given more importance, as you can see in this line. So the last statement is true, not false. So we have to look for the not true statement, and that is B. That is, we will have bright future only by catching up known technologies. Now, by just only catching up known technologies will not make everything fine. We have to look for other factors as well. Okay, and we have to be better in other areas also. Now let us move to the next question, and that is, according to the author, which of the following cannot be viewed as the cause of development? Now, betterment in health services, increase in underemployment, speedy economic growth, and enhancement in technical skills. Now, without reading the passage as well, you can answer this easily, but you have to read the entire question carefully. According to the author, which of the following cannot be viewed as the cause? Cause means reason of development. Betterment in health services. Now, if there is something better in the health services of a country, obviously it will develop. Second thing, increase in underemployment. Underemployment means no employment. And if no employment is increasing, it means we are increasing, you can say, unemployment. And unemployment is a negative word, and we are increasing it. It means we are increasing the negativity in a country. That country will not be developed. It means this cannot be viewed as the cause of development. So answer will be B. This is very simple. If you don't read the passage, you can easily answer this question by the concepts as well. Okay, with the help of the concepts as well. Now let us move to the next question, that is, what seems to be the approach of the author regarding present status of research? Now we have to look for the present status of research. As you can see over here, the research part. Okay, now first let us see the options. He desires that more research establishment should come up. So he wants more research establishment should come up. Application of new technologies in factories and field is more vital than setting up research laboratories. Now we have two options, and here we have some more options: only A, only B, neither A nor B, both A and B. So if we see these two statements, let us see these one by one. Let us check these one by one. The competence required is not just in research. In fact, technological dynamism in the factory and the farm is more important than the presence of large research establishment. It means we need not have the large research establishment. We need technological dynamism in the factory and the farm. It means we have to make research more important, or you can say research technologically it should be strengthened, but not the establishments. We do not need to have or you can say we don't need to have more and more establishment or research centers. So if we say A, he desires that more research establishment should come up. No, we don't want this. In fact, we want application of new technologies in the factories and field is more vital or more important than setting up research laboratories. So according to this paragraph, only this B option is correct. So only B will be the correct answer. This is very, very simple. It is directly given over here, as you can see that in fact, technological dynamism in the factory and the farm is more important than the presence of large research establishment. So setting up of research laboratories, that is not important. In fact, what is more important? Application of new technologies in factories and the field. So this is more important. So this is very simple. This is directly given in the passage. So our answer will be B. Now let us move to the next question. And the next question is, choose the word which is most nearly the same in the meaning as given the word as used in the passage. So, purpose. So, we have to look for the same in the meaning. It means we have to look for the meaning of this particular word according to the context of the passage. Remember, we have to look for the same word or for the meaning of the same word according to the passage. So, first we should know where this word is written in the passage. And after we have read the entire passage, we know somewhere, we have an idea in our mind that yes, this word is written somewhere like in this paragraph. And you can see this word directly written over here, that is purpose. So, the acquisition of technical competence is crucial for this purpose. Now, purpose means Let us see the options. Effect, ability, outcome, or reason. Simple. It is outcome or the result. Okay. So to achieve this, it means to achieve this result, to achieve this outcome, we need to do this, or technical competence is necessary for the outcome. For this outcome, it means for this purpose. So our answer will be C. Now the second word is carve. As I told you, the meaning of carve out, to extract something out. Okay. Now drive, cover, forget, acquire. Obviously it is acquire, because as I told you, in a wall, if you dig something and to make a proper figure, or to make an idol, so here according to this carve meaning, carve means acquire. That is D. So our answer will be D. This is very simple again. Now let us move to the next one. And here we have a word that is large, and we have to tell the meaning of the word large as given in the passage. So first of all, we have to look for this word as per the passage only, where this word large is given. So let us see for the word large. Now let us see the options as well. Long, free, uncontrolled, big. Though we know the meaning of large, that it should be big, still we should find this word in the passage as well. So let us see where this word is written. Okay, it means large. Can you find this in the first paragraph? The past ticket is upset. Okay, just you have to see, you have to look for the word large. So just try to find out this word large, whether it is given in the second paragraph. Okay, is far larger proportion of growth in output. Yes, from here we can say that large means big. Okay, now if it is given somewhere else as well, no. Well, we know well that what the meaning of large is. If you are not able to find the word directly, or you have less time, you can still mark it as it is. So according to me, I cannot see this word again, but I have seen the word larger. So let me see if you can see this word anywhere. You can also see the word same. But according to me, the answer will be big, of course. So D will be the correct answer. Okay. Now, if sometimes we are not able to get the word again, but we know the meaning of that particular word, we can easily mark it all. Okay. According to our senses. Now, let us move to the next one. Year. The phrase is catching up. And we know the meaning of catching up, and the word catching up is written over here. So let us see the options. Coming down, lifting up, drawing level with, or leading from. It is, of course, if you see the line again, number of villages, electrified, electra, catching up with known technologies, it means drawing level with. So C will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next one. And the next question is, choose the word which is opposite in meaning to the given word as used in the passage. So we have to tell the opposites now. So we have been asked about the opposites of the word now. Now let us see the word first. Treat. The word is treat, and we have to look for the opposite of this word. Now, treat, you can see the word treat over here. So it is, until now we have tended to treat human resource development, technological issues, and environment as subsidiary of the main task of planning. Okay, so the opposite are consider, disregard, dislike, misbehave. According to the word, the meaning of this word is consider, but we have to look for the opposite of this word, and opposite will be disregard. So B will be the correct answer. Consider means to assume this as this. Okay, and disregard, it means we do not think of it anyhow. So that is disregard. So the opposite of treat here should be disregard. Now let us move to the next question. The next question is reinforce, and as I told you that the meaning of reinforce is to strengthen, to give a strength to something. And according to the question, we have been asked about the opposite of the word reinforce. So the opposite of the reinforce will be, if we'll go for the word strengthen, that will be the synonym. Remove means to just make it away from the word, but weaken is the strong opposite of this particular word, that is reinforce to strengthen, and to weaken, to make weak. That is the correct answer. So C will be the correct answer. Okay, that is reinforce. Now let us move to the next question. And the next question is overly. Okay, we have to tell the opposite of the word overly. Now let us see where this word is given. Yes, it is given in the second line. Overly definite. Overly means on a large scale. It means very much. Okay, so the opposite of it will be casually, certainly, insignificant, or minutely. So it will be casually. So A will be the correct answer. Okay. So I hope you understood each and every question of this passage. You have read the entire paragraph, you have read the entire passage, and you got the meaning of the passage. This was somewhat tricky, but a simple paragraph, or but a simple passage. We cannot say simple, but it was not that much easy, but a moderate level of paragraph. So this is yet an interesting paragraph to do, and if you find any difficulty in this passage, just go through the passage again and you will definitely get the answer. So the main thing is to read each and every line very carefully, because the words or the answers are not directly given, the questions are not directly asked, yet you can get the meaning of that particular word in or the question that has been asked in the line itself. So it is quite easy paragraph. In the next session as well, we will be doing some more paragraphs or passages. Till now, thanks to you.